Good morning, liveweatherblogs.com meteorologist Bob Acanfrio with today's tropical update for Thursday, August 26, 2010. Couple systems to track today. We have Hurricane Danielle. Here's the latest National Hurricane Center forecast track. Today it's moving northwest, currently at 16 miles an hour. Maximum sustained winds are at 105. Strong Category 2 hurricane. National Hurricane Center believes this could approach Category 3 status in the next 24 to 48 hours. And now the official cone has it now just east of Bermuda, which is pretty good news. We saw a little bit of a shift east in the models during the overnight. Good news for Bermuda, as they could be on the edge of the storm now. If this storm moves all the way to the east like this, Bermuda won't get much. Still a good chance of getting some tropical storm force winds. And we may see a tropical storm watch issued for Bermuda in the next day or two. But that has lessened a little bit today, which is good news. And also for our friends up in Canada, Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, very good news for them as well. So here's the official forecast track. You can see we'll have a northwest movement. And then once it hits that trough coming off the east coast, it'll bend to the north and then to the northeast. Next up, we have Earl. Earl is now at 45 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 16. National Hurricane Center says it's going to become a hurricane in a couple days. I still think this is going to kind of be a slower developer than they're thinking. I think more of a maybe become a hurricane more down the road in this area. Might take about 3 or 4 days. Conditions are much better over here than they are back this way. We have a dry air. Seeing some southwesterly shear too with Earl today. He's pretty elongated. I'll show you that in a minute on the satellite. But here we go, west-northwest, and then a lot of the models right now following the Danielle weakness and hooking it again. But you can see pretty close, northeastern Leeward Islands, even Puerto Rico. Still have to watch this one carefully. Excuse me. If we see a little shift in the, this center is still forming. The center could form a little farther south, and it could take this line a little farther south. So northeastern leeward, still have to watch this system carefully. And then where does this turn? Still a long way out. Does it move farther west and turn this way or this way? We'll have to see. Okay, here's Danielle. You can see an eye popping out. It's been kind of popping in and out. Now we're seeing this thunderstorms trying to wrap back around the eye center here in the last few frames. So still pretty well organized. Still see a little bit of southwest shear here. We don't see great outflow out in the southwest quadrant, greater outflow here in the north and northeast. So we'll have to see how this does. There will be fluctuations in intensity, as we know with these systems. And we don't have hurricane hunters. Hurricane hunters will not be out in this system until tomorrow afternoon as it gets closer. So we don't have the advantage of that either. But you can see northwest movement and then possibly a major hurricane here in 24 to 48 hours. Here's Earl. Earl not looking greatly organized, really stretched out here. They had the center up in here, but I believe the center might form a little farther south here, if you could see on these last loops. So we might have to adjust this track a little farther south, but I see it more, possibly more down in here right now. They had it up in here. It's kind of stretched out, a little bit of southwest shear, some drier air by these puffy cumulus clouds out in here. So still, he has a little work to do the next few days, but we'll be tracking Earl. Bigger picture here. Here's our saving grace from the United States and possibly Bermuda. Now I'll widen this out in a minute, but here's our trough. Little reinforcement coming in here. So it's not going to go west past this line right here. There's no way it could go west of that. So United States, you're saved. Official forecast track like this. You can see it's a little bit of high pressure here building down, and this might nudge it a little west of northwest today, kind of give Bermuda a little scare. That's why Bermuda still has to watch this one. We'll have to see how far west it does come, but it's looking more and more likely it's going to pass east of Bermuda. And then here's Earl, a little bit of southwest shear, a little bit of dry air around it. Conditions become better for it as it gets into this area here. Nothing in the Gulf right now. We'll still watch this trough laying down in here and see what happens. Bigger picture, and here you can see this line. Look at this line right in here. It's not going west of here. There's just no way it can. So it's going to follow this. Maybe, like I said, tug a little west of northwest, and then finally out to sea it goes. Here's that reinforcing shot of that trough as it moves east. So this is the barrier. Just think of this as the defense for like a football team, this is our defense right here. It can't go west of here, west of this line. No way. And you can see, here's the layer mean wind analysis. Here's that high pressure steering Earl. You can see that first weakness that made that had Danielle push northwest. And we'll get that weakness is going to move away a little bit. That's why it could come a little west of northwest. And then finally, here's our friend trough. It's going to move it and hook it out to sea, saving our friends in Canada as well. Shear, here's the shear. A little bit of southwest shear still with Danielle. It's looking a little better. High pressure should try to build over it the next couple days. So, and then finally, once it starts passing east of Bermuda, the southwest and west shear from that trough will start hitting it, and then conditions should start coming down with Danielle. It should start its weakening phase once it passes just east of Bermuda and then out to sea. Here's Earl, and here's that little upper level feature to the north of it. Some southwest shear today on it, but again, shear looks much better to the west of it, and with warm waters and light shear, eventually should become a hurricane. Again, I'm thinking a little later than the National Hurricane Center has forecasted. All right, here's our models real quickly here. Danielle, you saw a lot of consensus out west yesterday. Nothing now. You can see in very good agreement going east of Bermuda. So that's very good news for Bermuda. Excellent news for our friends in Canada. Again, Bermuda still has to watch it, but much better news today for them. Percentages, Bermuda, I give tropical storm force winds 40%, hurricane force 5%, and chances of it becoming a major hurricane, I got that up to 20% right now. I'm still on the fence with that right now. It's very fickle when it comes to intensity. Here's Earl. You can see a lot of the models say, hey, this is going to go out to sea just like Danielle. Still have to watch, especially if that center relocates a little farther south. May have to shift this track a little farther south. We're going to still have that trough. What's going to happen is high pressure is going to build west. We're going to have strong high pressure in this area. So we're still going to have that channel to go out to sea. But does Bermuda get threatened by Earl? Does it go west of Bermuda? It could still come a little farther west and hook out. Does that put Nova Scotia, Newfoundland in the mix? So we still have to watch this. I'm pretty confident it's gonna eventually hook, but where it does, that's still up in the air right now. No gaps model, just to show you this one. This was our western outlier, still is. It's the only model that has it hung up west here. Throw it out, it's not gonna happen. GFS model, here's Danielle, well east of Bermuda out to sea. Here's Earl. Earl moving east of Bermuda again and out to sea, but no Fiona. Where did Fiona go? Fiona's gone on the GFS, so we'll have to see. Will Fiona develop? GFS has done a great job in showing in developing these systems so far this season. So maybe no Fiona. We'll have to see. But here it is. Now east of, you saw GFS was a little west yesterday. Now east of Bermuda, and then they have Earl following Danielle as well. So we'll have to see how that works out. Again, high pressure is going to be in this area. We're going to have that little avenue to escape out to sea. Euro model, here we go. Danielle, Earl, Fiona. Everybody's going out to sea. I love this then. This is just great. Wouldn't we like to see this all season? And but again, Earl coming a little farther west according to the Euro. And that's probably what's going to happen. I feel Earl's going to come a little farther west. So I'll have to watch Bermuda, maybe west of Bermuda, and then our friends up here in Canada as well. And could it get closer to the East Coast? Never know. It's still far out in the... and it does develop Fiona as a little system out here. But you can see what's going to happen is high pressure here, avenue out to sea to its east. And real quick, bigger picture here. This is WSI. Just showing you Fiona out here. Not as much twist in the clouds as Danielle and Earl had. So we'll have to see. This could be a slower developer. This one definitely will travel farther south. So we're going to have to watch this one carefully as it could have impacts down the road on land. And finally, our wave tracker for you surfers out there. This is valid for Sunday afternoon. You can see 5 to 6 footers, northeast Florida up to Cape Hatteras here. So good surfing for the weekend. We'll advance this a little bit farther out here, and then you can see not much for the northeast. A little surf will be a little up. We're definitely gonna have to watch the rip currents, but definitely the highest surf is going to be from Hatteras down to northeast Florida. That's it for today. I will have another update for you guys tomorrow morning. Have a good day.